Do this setting if you want to have tack sharp photos every single time. Hi, my name is Ntege. I'm a high-end portrait and fashion photographer who has helped thousands of photographers like you level up their photographic game. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered how sports photographers and wildlife photographers manage to get those super sharp images on subjects that are moving? When they are focusing on these subjects, the focus setting on their cameras is not assigned to the shutter release button. They assign the focus on one of the back buttons. Now, with this setting, you only have to focus once on the subject, then compose as many times as possible. 9 out of 10 times, you get the focus right with this particular setting.
If you're a photographer, you know how important it is to get the focus right in your shots, right? But for some reason, no matter how hard you try, your camera won't seem to focus where you want it to focus. Tell me if you can relate to this. Maybe you have tried to focus on the subject in the foreground, but your camera keeps focusing in the background instead. Maybe you're trying to focus on a moving subject, but your camera is saying, no, I just can't keep up. Now, if you're experiencing any of these focus problems, then you might try changing the focus to back button. So, what exactly is back button focusing and how does it work? Back button focusing is a technique that allows you to use a separate button on the back of your camera to focus rather than the traditional method of pressing the shutter release button halfway to focus. Am I making sense? This can be a bit confusing. It was also confusing for my friend Tim, but using this exact explanation I'm using right now, it helped me. So I need you to stay with me. This has a number of benefits, and even it will help you take better photos. One of the biggest benefits of back button focusing is that it allows you to focus and recompose your shots more easily. With traditional focus, you have to focus, then move your camera to compose your shots. You've seen photographers where they move their lens up to get a focus, then they recompose again. Now, this is very difficult if your subject is moving or you're trying to compose a shot with a lot of elements in it. It makes it hard. With back button focusing, you can focus on your subject, then you compose your shots however you like without worrying about the focus shifting. Isn't that amazing? With the back button focusing, you can focus on the subject and then keep the focus locked in place while you follow the subject with the camera. This is how sports photographers do it. This is especially helpful for sports photographers, wildlife photographers, people who shoot moving subjects at weddings. So now you know the benefits of back button focusing. Let's talk about how to actually set it up on your camera. The process will vary slightly depending on the make and model of your camera, but here are the basic steps you need to know. Step 1, find a button on the back of your camera that you want to use for focusing. This is usually a button that is accessible to your thumb, this particular finger, this one here, because it's what is going to focus. Then you go into your camera menu and find these particular settings, AF on or AFC settings. Those are the settings you should look for. This stands for autofocus on or autofocus continuous, and it determines how your camera focuses. What you're going to do, you're going to set AF on or that AFC setting to on. This will enable back button focusing on your camera.
So here's how you can do this particular setting on your camera. I'm going to demonstrate with my Canon camera, but if you have a different brand, it is all the same principle. Of course, you can read the description just below and get more details for your particular camera.
Usually most cameras have these particular buttons here. So basically you go to what they call custom settings. So I'll just come here to my menu. Of course my camera is already switched on, just like this. I just come and click here onto the quick menu, and you use of course this button and just scroll. If you have a touch screen, you just touch this particular part of the custom menu, and then I'll say set, and then I come to where you see down to this menu where you see AF. Some people will have AFC. So this is where you come and change your focus. Let's go back, it has gone off again. So I'll come back to the quick menu here and I press set. I come down here, so I'll just come and this is where I press set and I can say I'll just maybe I can switch it off from here or switch it on or just change it to the F on button, but personally I put it to this particular start button. That is where I put my back button focus, so I just put it to set, and now my camera now can focus from the back. So in order for me to focus, I just have to press like over here and the lens will automatically focus. Let me just put it in autofocus right here, and so if I press the back button, definitely it just moves like that. You see, my hand is not even touching. I don't know that you can hear the sound. So that is how I have really turned the focus of the camera on the back button. So now I can have my pictures tack sharp without having any doubts that my next shot is not going to be in focus. That's the power of the back button. For those of you using Nikon, I think it's still the same process. Sony, it's still the same process. The principle is all the same.
What you're going to do, you're going to test out this new back button focusing by pressing on the back of your camera to focus on the subject, then using the shutter button to take the photo. Making sense? Please take a minute to subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, and of course, leave comments below of what exactly has resonated with you. And if you're a beginner photographer or even an advanced photographer and you want to take your retouching to the next level and you want to master retouching, create those high-end fashion magazine quality images, click the first link in the description below and join the Retouching Secrets Masterclass today. Now, with a little bit of practice, you'll be a pro at back button focusing. Just remember to take your time and experiment with different focusing techniques to see which one works for you the best. Now, you know how to set up your back button focusing on your camera. It's time to put your new skills on a test. One thing you have to notice that please practice. Take your camera out on a spin and see how this technique can improve your focus and help you capture perfect shots. What are you waiting for? Get out there and start taking amazing photos. And when you do that, don't forget to leave a comment and let us know how the back button focusing has improved your photography. Click the subscribe button, turn on notification. I'll see you in the next video, and adios.